Hello and welcome back for another solo episode. I am doing things a little bit differently. So if you are listening, you're still going to get a lot out of this episode. I'm going to be walking through the sections that you need for a long form, high converting sales page. And I have pulled up my template, my outline, some examples so that I can walk you through exactly how I write sales pages focused for conversion. And so, typically depending on the offer, I'll change things here and there. But when we are doing click to buy, when you have an offer, whether that's your community, a membership, a group program that you want people to be able to say, yes, I want this right now, I am in, that's where a long form sales page comes in. And while a lot of times people are like, oh, do I really need that much copy? There are a couple of different answers that I like to give. So, about 20% of your copy is actually read. So, that means that 20% has to be really, really good. You have a lot of people that are just skimmers. So, that's where headlines, subheadlines, bolded text, images, that's where that comes into play. We have to be able to catch people, stop the scroll, and the really important sections of the sales page we want to make sure they read. Then you have your fact finders who read every single word on the page because they want to make 100% certain that this is for them. So your sales page is really meant to overcome all the objections, but also meet the needs of the different types of buyers in your audience. Because based on who they are and their buying style, it's going to be a little bit different. It's really important to find that one person. That's who we are going to write your sales page for. Your most ideal client, the favorite client you've ever worked with in the past, someone who's gotten the most amazing results. Who is that person? And let's write directly to her or him, whoever it is that you're serving. It's going to be really important. It's going to be really powerful because if you think about it, when is the last time you've sat and made a buying decision surrounded by a bunch of people wondering, is this the right decision for me? Most of the time, you are on your phone or your computer scrolling, reading it by yourselves. Naturally, we want to make sure that the copy is talking directly to us. Okay, so let's dive in. First things first is that before the scroll, the hero section. This is where you typically have your headline and your subheadline and the call to action, right? This is all before they scroll. Sometimes it gets a little tricky if you're on mobile, but we want to make sure that the headline and the subheadline pull them in and make them want to keep reading. Make them say, yes, this is what I need. This is what I want. So we're going to lead with your big promise, the main transformation or benefit of your offer. Keep it clear, simple, and really focused on the result your audience wants. So for this, think about how your audience would describe their dream outcome in one sentence and make sure to use their language. What is the single most important benefit your client is going to get from the program? Okay, so then your subheadline is going to answer the question, what's in it for me in 1 to 2 sentences. So you're going just a little bit further from the headline. You're going in a little bit further about what's in it for them. What do they get? How are they leading it through? Like we want a full picture of that program from the headline and the subheadline. And that's just in a couple of sentences. So we want to be really clear. What's the experience they get by using your program? How will they feel? What will they get out of it? Right? What's changing for them? And then the call to action. This is your first invitation to take action. So what do you want them to do right now? Are you saying, yes, I want this, I need this, they click, they can pay? Or are you leading them to a sales call where you'd say, book a call with me? Whatever it is that you do. Some people have them fill out an application if it's apply only. So it's really important you have that call to action right in the top piece. If people want to buy right away, we want to make it simple and easy for them to buy. Then we move on. I like to always have a credibility booster section. So if you have any awards you've been featured on, seen on, if you guested on podcasts, anything that's relevant to your audience, I like to put a logo section there because it just adds that instant credibility. And if you don't have that yet, that's okay. But if you do, or a lot of times I have had people do trusted by, so they have included logos of brands that they've worked with in the past, people they've worked with. So that's something that you could do in that section. Again, it's not a mandatory, but it really helps boost that trust and that credibility. Then we're moving on to section 3. We're identifying the pains and the struggles. And we want to directly address the pain your ideal client is feeling and make them think this is exactly me. So I always like to start with a headline that, again, my headlines, I try to keep them in almost story format. So if you were going through the sales page just reading the headlines only, it would make sense to you on what I am selling. So the headline just directly leads into the pains. You could also do something like sounds familiar, whatever makes sense in what you're selling, but always have a headline, right? That stops the scroll. It gets them to know like this is the next section. It's just easy on the eye too. So then what I typically like to do in identifying their pains and struggles is putting exact quotes from clients, whether I'm writing for myself or my clients. What are their clients saying? What are the things they're coming to on sales calls? What are they showing up and saying? What are they talking about in other Facebook groups? What are they saying to their friends, to their business friends? What are they thinking that no one else has named, right? So I typically put anywhere from 5 to 7 of those frustrations, those problems, those issues that they're dealing with. And then we say, it doesn't have to be this way, or you're not the only one. We don't want to paint shame. We want to have empathy. And then we move them into that next section, which is we're painting a picture of what's possible in the future after they work with you. So again, new section, another headline. We're introducing the solution or dream outcome your client is hoping for. What does their life look like after you've solved their problem? Describe the transformation they'll experience after working with you. And in the show notes, I'll include some links to some example sales page. So you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. We're moving from pain to, okay, here's what life looks like after. Imagine. Imagine is a really powerful word. For me, sometimes it starts to feel overused, but it's only because I'm writing every day and I'm looking at and analyzing, introducing these things every day. So, but imagine is a really powerful word, right? And we're making sure what they're imagining, it's in the way they talk about it. What is their dream solution? What do they really want? What do they talk about? How do they talk about it? And then we're having a call to action. Yes, I'm ready. I need this. Where do I sign up? We're inviting them to move closer to this dream. Then the next section, section 5, we're bridging the gap between the current struggle and your solution. So we've kind of painted the picture of both, but now how are we introducing your offer as a solution to the problem? Keep it simple. There is a simple solution to all of this. That's a great headline to use. If it naturally flows from your pain to your future, there's a simple solution to this. And then you just do a little few lines of text about what that is, right? You're introducing it there. Then I like to do a section with testimonials. Always kind of block your testimonials throughout the page because it's really important for them to see that social proof. Even if you're just getting started or this is a new program, if you've worked with people in other capacities that still have helped them get results, add those testimonials to this page. People are buying the experience of working with you. All right. And so you have the experience of helping other people, getting them these results. It may just not have been in this specific container, but that's okay. You have still helped people. Always insert testimonials throughout. That's where I would start inserting them. And then we move into your signature story. This isn't like a full page story here. We're doing a little snippet to introduce yourself to the audience. If you are the main person, the leader, the face of the brand, the one that's going to be leading them in this community or group program or membership, whatever it is that you have, introduce yourself and share your own journey, make it relatable while also establishing your expertise, right? And still focus on their transformation. Even though it's about you, it's still really about them. So if we're keeping this short, 1 to 2 paragraphs at most. Okay. You can always link to a longer about page, but keeping this short and powerful. Then we finally introduce the program. We're not even introducing it above, we're introducing the program here. We're talking about it, we're showing what's possible, but now we're really introducing the program. So you're naming it. And I always just say, introducing XYZ. And then a few sentences summarizing what your program offers, how it helps them achieve their goals. We're keeping it short and focused again on the benefit. And then encourage them again with a CTA, call to action, enroll today. Okay, so this is just a short section introducing the program. Now we're going to get into everything that's included. So the next section is the what you'll get. It's a benefit section. We always we focus on results and benefits. We're painting the picture of where they're struggling, but now throughout the rest, we're showing them what is possible, what they want their future to look like, and everything that's included, why it's important. Because yes, you might have 6 different modules and PDFs and weekly group calls, and that is great. And you're listing those things here, but there's always a so that or a to. Great. Weekly group calls so that you can stay motivated and on track. We want to highlight the benefits in every single sentence so that the what you'll get, and get is a really powerful word. Not giving them something, they're getting it. They're receiving. Okay, so I always like to have this here. And sometimes I'll break it into 2 sections. If there's a lot, I'll have here's what you'll get, and here's what you'll learn. So you can do it in a couple different ways there. Then I insert some more testimonials in that next section. Then a little bit further down, depending on what you have, if it's an online course, we're naming what each module is and going a little bit deeper into that. What are the specific lessons, modules, activities inside the program? Providing a breakdown of what they'll learn in each week or module, being really specific. So that's where you can do the specific program breakdown. If you don't have that, that's okay. You don't have to have that section. Next section, moving on, I always like to include bonuses because people like to get stuff for free, right? And it helps increase the value of your program. So I always like to think about what extras can I offer that will increase the perceived value of the program without having to give a ton of extra time, right? What are things maybe I've already created in the past that I could offer as a bonus? What was something I sold and my clients got results from it that I'm not selling anymore, but I can include it in the program? Do I have any other online courses I can throw in? Like, what are some extras that you can include here? And if you're doing a launch, I like to save some bonuses for the sales page and save some bonuses for the email sequence. Whether you're doing an early bird bonus or that, those I always save for the email sequence. So you don't list everything on the sales page. Then we finally get into the investment options, right? We want to have overcome all these objections before we move into the investment. Always include a headline. Every time I do a new section, I'm including a headline. And so we can explain the pricing and the payment options. I try to stay away from the words price and pay and talk more about invest. And we're comparing the total value with your discounted offer, right? So all of the things you've included, your weekly group calls, how much would that usually total up to? So you can say, get access to this $5,400 value program for just $997 today, or whatever it is you're offering. But we want to show the value and what they're getting. If you have 2 different options, compare them side by side. What you really want them to choose is that larger one, and we're showing them how much value is in there. If you have a pay in full or the monthly installments, so instead of monthly payments, I say monthly installments, always putting them so it makes it really easy for them to say yes. For pay in full, you can always say best value next to that. And the monthly installments, it just allows them easier access, right? Encouraging them, making it easy. And then this next section is optional. Sometimes I like to have a VIP level support. So it says, or you can upgrade, like, are you the VIP style person? Can you offer an additional tier with more hands on support? It's just a way to upsell on your sales page. So then you would just do a little section to describe what the VIP option is, why it's so valuable, and again, just make it easy for them to upgrade. Anywhere they click call to action on your sales page, whether it's buy now, I typically have it scroll to the pricing chart or the investment options so they can see which is the best option and then they click to buy from there. Okay. And we're moving on the guarantee section, right? We're addressing the risk by offering a money back guarantee or an alternative. So, how can you remove the risk and make them feel confident in their decision? And I think this is really important because even if you're not offering a money back guarantee, you can share why you're not. It's just really powerful when you can share that you are so confident in the decision that you made. It just removes, again, another objection. So I do like to typically include a guarantee section depending on the offer and the investment price that it's at. Always, always, always include a frequently asked questions. I think that's important. It's again just another way to answer common objections and questions that you're getting on sales calls. What are the main concerns or hesitations someone might have before purchasing your program? And then you're addressing, a lot of times we want to address time, money, any other common concerns that they have. And then finally, we're ending with that closing message to them. I like to end with a final push and a really heartfelt message to the audience. What's the last thing I want to say to inspire them to take action? This is where I write from the heart. I write a letter to that audience, to that ideal client of like, why is this so important? Why did I create it? And what are the results that it can have on your life too? Okay. That is all. I know that was a lot, but in order to have that click to buy, that high converting sales page, we want to make sure that we are covering all the objections. We're leading them from what they're struggling with to that future possibilities. And as always, we're truthful and honest in what we're saying. If you believe these are the results your clients can get and you've seen these results, shout it from the rooftop. Thank you so much. If you want help on this or you want access to my templates, you can find everything at the links below. You can join me inside Set Subscribers to Sales. You get access to my entire AI copy studio tools, weekly coaching, all the things. I can help make sure that you have everything set up and selling for you. Thanks so much.